From WBEC Chicago, it's Serial. One story told week by week. I'm Sarah Conning. So we are finally at the end. After 1 year of research on Hamish Lee's case, I've come to a conclusion. I've really enjoyed this journey. From seeing all the points of views and finding new evidence, everything has been a roller coaster. I wanted to thank you all for being with me, and I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I came to the conclusion that I really don't know the truth on the case. I don't know who killed Hay. However, we are really close to the final trial. One last attempt that Adnan has to prove his innocence or his guilt. On the day of filming this, we're days away from the trial, so I'm going to leave this recording on hold until we all know the final decision.
So, hey, you may have noticed that I'm not Sarah. Let me introduce myself. I am Miguel Torocopiano, Adnan's lawyer in yesterday's trial. Sarah couldn't attend court simply because she wasn't allowed to. So she told me it was better for me to tell my experience there by myself than me telling her and her telling you. Okay, so here we go. So I got there around 8 a.m. There was a lot of people in the room. I saw Adnan sitting in front of the jury and there was an empty seat next to him, meant for me. I said hi to Adnan and asked him the question that I ask all of my clients. Are you really guilty? He firmly said no. The trial lasted about 6 hours and it was really intense. The state said the opening argument of why Adnan was guilty, the Nisha call. I was prepared for this call. It was the worst looking argument against Adnan, so I kinda had to be ready for it. All of my responses were meant to free Adnan, so I had to blame everything on someone else. Jay. For the Nisha call, I said that Jay was trying to convince people he was with Adnan. How? Calling someone only Adnan knew. It was a simple excuse. It was my turn to criticize the process the state did with Adnan 19 years ago. Why did Jay never go to jail? Does he have connections with the jury? The judge had to admit that there were some problems and that Adnan may have been judged incorrectly. Trial became about how bad the process had been back then instead of judging Adnan. I don't want to bore you with laws and discrepancies, so I'm going to say the final verdict. Adnan went to jail again. Since the trial wasn't about new evidence but was about the past processes, nothing changed. But Jay will go to jail for 10 years because he was an accomplice in the murder of Hae-Min Lee. Now, I want to give you my overall opinion on the case. I really think Adnan is guilty. There's just not enough evidence to prove otherwise. I also think that Jay is an accomplice, but his inconsistencies are huge. So, in conclusion, I think that the case has finally come to an end. Jay and Adnan are in jail. His family is happy, and we are left with a lot of doubts.
I want to thank Miguel for concluding the story. It's Sarah now, by the way. I think that the end to it is bittersweet depending on how you look at it. Most importantly, I want to give a special thanks to all of you. Thank you for listening to Serial, one story told week by week, and I am Sarah Conning.